It is Sunday the 8th of March here in Majuro, and we have been here for almost 2 months, and today we have wind in our favour. We are heading out of here. We're going to head up to an atoll called Maloelap, so we're going to be gone for about 4 or 5 weeks, and yeah, very much looking forward to it. It's been a while since we've done any sailing, hasn't it, babe?
Yeah.
And Rob was just doing a bit of troubleshooting. Our iridium wasn't working this morning, so how's that going?
It's going good, it's working now. We've had some computer issues while we've been here, so our main machine has broken and we've basically moved all our predict wind over to this.
Hurrah! So we can get the weather and emails and everything while we're up there.
Yep.
No data, no phone connection, no shops.
Off the grid we are. It's gonna be
Off
good.
the grid for the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it, eh?
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be notified of future episodes.
Just making our way across the lagoon.
Yes, we are dead downwind at the moment, and we haven't even got the sail set, and we're doing 5 knots because we've got up to 30 knots of wind behind us. So it might be a little bit feisty when we get out of the pass and we go onto more of a beam reach.
Our first third reef in over a year, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got the sail reef with 3 ready because we think it might be a little bit breezy out there. Good old predict wind. Yeah, so we'll just see what we get. But at the moment we're just gently downwind cruising across the lagoon. It's most pleasant.
Back on the ocean swell.
We are. It's a little bit confused, but in fairness we're coming across a lot of depth contours at the moment. We've just come out of the lagoon. But it's, yeah, we're trying to go slowly. We've got 2 reefs in and we're doing 6.5 knots, which is called the law of sod. So we just shook the 3rd reef out because we were doing 4.8. And now we're going a little bit too quickly.
I suppose it means we can slow down this evening and have a bit of a quiet night.
Yeah, dream on is all I can say when we're beating in this direction. But yeah, it's nicely on the beam, which is nicely uncomfortable. So yeah, it's only an overnighter. It's going to be, what, about 20 hours? Not too far.
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. So there is a weather system that has just passed behind us. We've just had 35 touching 40 knots and confused seas, so we just put another reef in. We'll calm back down again.
It's a washing machine here at the moment. There isn't it nice? And I might just have a shower, which is usually Q squall, Q salt water.
Jolly good. I just said to Joe, oh, it looks like that's a rain cloud. I can't see anything on the radar. Whoosh! First night shift in 2 months. We shook a reef out and then we've put the reef back in because we're going too fast. These short passages are really frustrating. We basically want to be at the pass of Maloelap in the morning, and we were due to arrive at about 4 in the morning if we'd kept going. So we've slowed the boat down. It's helped a little bit. The sea state here is a little bit washing machine-y. Every 10th wave is a big one, so it's helping keep things a bit calm on the boat. Hopefully we'll have no squalls and it'll be a lovely quiet night. So much for no squalls. Currently 27 to 33 knots, and we're triple reefed, doing a sedate 5 knots. How are you enjoying the party, honey?
Thank God it's just an overnighter, because it's just crap. It's lashing with rain.
We've got a napkin of sail out.
It's washing the salt off the boat, taking 3 massive great waves right over the top of the boat. It's challenging sailing between these islands, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, hey ho. Never mind, we'll be there in 10 hours?
12 hours.
Oh Lord.
To the pass and then 2 hours across the lagoon.
It's 2:30 in the morning and the seas have calmed considerably. We are in the lee of our island now, so the swell has reduced greatly. Rob is down hopefully having a good sleep. Our ETA is around about 9:30. We've still got 3 reefs in the main. We might have to shake one soon because we've only got 13 knots of breeze. But we're still trucking along at about 4.5 knots. We don't want to be at Maloelap too early. Number one, we need some light to go through the pass. And number two, we're trying to time the slack tide, which is at 10 o'clock, which will make things a wee bit easier. The first 8 hours of the journey were pretty messy, some pretty big seas, and the winds were a lot higher than forecast. But now, like I say, we're getting probably 15-16 knots. And I think it's forecast to stay pretty much like that for the rest of the trip. We should be in, like I say, about 9:50.
Good morning. It is 6:30, the sun is just coming up. We are passing the northern tip of our island. It's just over there, a couple of miles away, and about to turn to head towards the pass at Maloelap Island. The wind has fallen off completely. We have 7 knots at the moment. We've just been bobbing around for the last hour or so. Joe's catching up on some sleep, but I think it is time for us to turn the engines on. And the direction we're going in is essentially got the wind on the nose, so we're going to drive for the next couple of hours, and by then the sun should be up and we should have a nice view into the pass. Welcome to another atoll.
Yes, we're up to Maloelap. Wind's dropped off to about 15 knots, which is good, and we're just picking our way. Well, we've got to kind of go southeast and then come back up northwest, haven't we, so to avoid a few bommies. Yeah, we should be anchored down in a couple of hours, hopefully. Another squall. I think we're definitely in the convergence zone, having come up to Maloelap. I don't know why I've got my sunglasses on, quite frankly. Do you?
No.
Because it ain't sunny anymore. So we've slowed the boat right down because we can't see to get into the anchorage.
But you wanted to watch the boat?
It's only getting a power wash for about 35 knots. Now the rain's got 34 at the moment. The rain's crashing down! So we're anchored down in Taroa in Maloelap.
Yeah.
And we've just had a visit from one of the villagers.
Yeah, they've just come out in a longboat and they asked where we had come from, and I said Majuro, and they then said the Prime Minister, what is it, a Prime Minister here?
I don't know, yeah, Prime Minister.
Prime Minister has just done an order saying that travel to outer islands due to coronavirus is banned, we think. Which
we didn't know when we set off yesterday. We have got a permit, it just doesn't say that we're free of coronavirus.
We have a permit to visit, but we're trying to work out, they're going to check with their mayor who's based in Majuro and just confirm what the Prime Minister has said, and whether or not, because we've heard overnight that they're stopping people arriving by plane, and they've got some limits on international ships visiting. So we would assume that if we've come from an atoll and we've already been here for a while that hasn't got coronavirus, that we could still then visit here. But we've been asked to stay on the boat today, and they'll either let us know later today or tomorrow whether or not we can go ashore.
This coronavirus thing is getting crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's wait and see how it pans out, eh?
That's.
So, It's the end of what turned out to be quite a long day, isn't it?
Yes, a long 24 hours getting up here from Majuro. And we've had 2 visits from the local policeman today.
So update us. The first one was where you can't come in, you've got coronavirus, you've come from Majuro.
Yeah, they needed to double check with the mayor because they've just brought in some new legislation over the weekend regarding coronavirus. So they checked with the mayor and came back and said, yay, you're free to come ashore, there's no problem with coronavirus, can we look at your permit? So we showed them the permit, and it was signed by the mayor that was in power the term before. So in January when we got it signed, in February they got a new mayor. So they then said, oh, you can't come ashore yet, we need to check with the new mayor that your permit is still valid because it's got the old signature on it. So we've just heard back from Internal Affairs, and the new mayor would be delighted if we went ashore, and if there's any problem then we have his home phone number so that the local policeman can call him.
And the home phone number will be all well and good if there was any phone reception on the island.
There is that. So they've got an SSB here, and we've got satellite obviously, but I don't know how much a Majuro mobile number would cost us. We were asked to stay on the boat, no swimming, and but we still have to go and talk to the policeman. So it's a bit of a catch-22. How do we go ashore and see the policeman when we've been told by him to stay on the boat? But I'm sure it will work itself out.
The problem of going ashore the next morning was solved when the local police came to us.
Yeah, this guy is a policeman.
Ah, okay.
I come and translate from English to from Majlis to.
Our arrival here was in early March 2020, and the COVID-19 virus was rapidly spreading throughout the world. In the 24 hours since we had left Majuro, the Marshall Islands government had begun to implement stringent inbound travel restrictions to try and keep the virus out of this tiny remote country. This meant that there was a heightened awareness amongst the locals of any visitors to the atoll, and they were naturally very cautious about our arrival. Once we made it clear that we had in fact been in the country since early January and posed no sort of health threat, then the local authorities visibly relaxed. They viewed our permits, approved the email from the new mayor, and checked our proof of measles immunity. We were finally given the all clear to go ashore and begin exploring the islands of the atoll.
Okay, come on.
Oh, do you have any kind of smoke?
Oh, no, smoke, no.
Oh,
You need to stop smoking.
Okay, I'll quit.
It's very bad for your health. Thank you, see ya.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, for real-time updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And if you'd like to help support our journey, go to our Ko-fi page. The link is in the description below.